Hi everybody, it's Howard the Condo Man, and today's video will be a little bit different. We need more bike lanes in downtown Toronto, not less. So I don't often make any videos that are political at all, but I feel quite compelled in this direction. And by the way, I'm happy to circulate a petition and try and talk to the province. I have circulated petitions on some other matters way in the past. I have been living in downtown Toronto now, let's say, for the most part of 25 years. Driving used to be possible in downtown Toronto. It's not really an option anymore, and that's not because of bike lanes. It's because number one, there's no parking. Number two, there's tons of traffic, and there's always road repairs, there's always closures, there's streetcars. It has nothing to do with bike lanes, it just has to do with the mass density in the city. So the idea of encouraging more driving in the city is just completely silly. When you look at other big major cities, yes, cars drive, but not to stop and park in the city on on their main streets. Look at New York. In the last 10 years, New York has gone from the worst biking city, in my opinion, to one of the best biking cities, probably the best biking city now in North America. They have a bike lane, I'm going to say, on every second street now and on every avenue. I could be wrong, but it's approximate. You can bike anywhere now in New York. It is wonderful. It has made New York a better city. It encourages more tourism. It's environmentally more friendly. There's less car traffic rather than more because there's more biking commuters. We need to do the same thing in Toronto. Same thing goes for Paris, same thing goes for London. They're all great biking cities. And you know what? Toronto is finally starting to come along with bike lanes and bike paths. We need to continue that. So I will tell you that my transportation style has entirely shifted. When I first lived downtown, I used to drive everywhere. I used to park my car wherever I felt like, in front of buildings, in the courtyards. There was parking on the street. It was no issue. That's not an option anymore. You get towed, you get ticketed. Sometimes there's not even a place to park. But biking has been wonderful. I take, when it wasn't closed for repair, which it was for a long time, I take the Avenue bike lane to Bloor all the time. Um, I go to Whole Foods there, not that it matters, but sometimes I go along Bloor, pretty far west as well. I take Lakeshore, which they're not planning on changing Lakeshore. Bloor is a great street. There's tons of stuff on that street. We need bike lanes there, and we don't really have a good north-south bike lane at the moment, other than Avenue. We need that. There's not another way really to get north-south safely. And small streets doesn't make sense. You got speed bumps. There's not really a small street that runs all the way through. You have to zigzag. It's complicated. We need bike lanes, in fact, so there's less driving. And we need sidewalks, so there's less driving. Downtown is not made for driving in major cities. That's not how it works. And our public transportation is not very good. The only alternative is biking and walking, and we need to continue to encourage that. It's also good for the environment. I'm not an environmentalist by any stretch of the imagination. And it's also healthy. It's exercise. The reason why Doug, I believe, doesn't want bike lanes, and Rob, I actually read his book many years ago, um, and I like most of the things he stood for, but I didn't like his take on bike lanes. It's because they both don't exercise. They have no interest in exercise. I bet that Doug has never biked. So on a personal level, for them, they think driving is normal. Doug lives in a suburb, and you drive. I'm sure he doesn't come to downtown very frequently, um, and commutes. We need bike lanes, and in the winter, I actually think they could be collapsible. I think you could have, for 3 months of the year, I think those bike lanes could be roads. I think that's fine. It's not necessary, but it's fine. But we need them. So I am willing to sign a petition. I am willing to go to the province and try and canvass the province before they make this change. I think it's an important part of any major city. And I'm not only thinking of personal, because I do bike everywhere, but I'm thinking of Toronto and its longevity and its ability to grow as a major city. Anyways, if you're down to sign a petition, if you want, to be involved, please message me here or email me at howard@howardthecondoman.com, or text me. Please don't call at 647 892 6636. Thanks and have a great day.